A city of blood. I dreamed that I was wandering along a narrow street, upon either hand of which was an unbroken line of high, straight houses, their walls and doors resembling those of a prison. The atmosphere was dense and obscure. All was grey, impenetrable, and dim. Underfoot, between the paving stones of the street, grass was growing. Nowhere was the least sign of life. The place seemed utterly deserted. I stood alone in the midst of profound silence and desolation. Silence? No. As I listened, there came to my ears from all sides a low creeping sound like mourning, a sound that never ceased. I had at first been unaware of it, but now I clearly heard the sound. Looking towards one of the houses, I saw a stream of blood slowly oozing out from beneath the door and trickling down into the street, staining the grass red here and there as it wound its way towards me. I glanced up and saw that the glass in the closed windows of the house was flecked and splashed with the same horrible blood. Someone has been murdered in this place, I cried, and ran towards the door. Then I saw that the door had neither lock nor handle on the outside, but could be opened only from within. It had only the appearance of a door, but it was solid and impassable as the walls themselves. In vain I searched for a bell or a knocker, or for some means to enter into the house. I found only a scroll fastened with nails upon a crossbeam over the door, and I read, "This is the laboratory of a vivisector." As I read, the wailing sound became more intense, and a noise as from struggling was heard from within, as though some new victim had been killed. I beat madly against the door with my hands, but in vain. My shoes were reddened with the blood upon the doorstep. In horror I looked down upon it, then turned and fled. As I passed along the street, the sound around me grew. There were cries and bursts of sobbing. Upon the door of every house some scroll was attached, similar to that I had already seen. Upon one was inscribed, "Here a husband is murdering his wife." Upon another door it was written, "Here a mother is beating her child to death." Upon a third, "This is a slaughterhouse." Every door was impassable, every window was barred, every intent to interfere from without was futile. Vainly I lifted my voice and cried for aid. The street was desolate as a graveyard. The only thing that moved about me was the blood that came creeping out from beneath the doors of these awful houses. Wild with horror I fled along the street, seeking some outlet. The cries and moans pursuing me as I ran. At length the street abruptly ended at a high, dead wall, the top of which was invisible. Upon this wall was written in great black letters, "There is no way out." Overwhelmed with despair and anguish, I fell upon the stones of the street, repeating aloud, "There is no way out. There is no way out. There is no way out."